Have you ever stopped and really thought about why we do things? Like, are we always just racing towards some finish line, trying to win? Or is there maybe something deeper about, just staying in the game, enduring, making a real mark? It's a huge question, touches everything. Today, we're doing a deep dive into an idea that might just reframe how you see all of that. It's Simon Sinek's book, The Infinite Game. It's really powerful stuff. Once you get it, it can fundamentally shift your whole viewpoint.
It really can, yeah.
Yeah.
Sinek isn't just like offering another business trick here. He's really asking us to adopt a whole mindset. It's a way of thinking that can, well, radically change not just our jobs or companies, but our whole approach to life. It gets down to understanding the type of game we're actually playing day to day.
Exactly. And our mission for you in this deep dive is pretty straightforward. We want to help you unlock that mindset. We're going to unpack the core difference Cynic talks about finite thinking versus infinite thinking. Then we'll explore why so much of business and honestly so much of life really is an infinite game, even if we act like it isn't. And crucially, we'll break down 5 sort of practical ways you can start playing that infinite game. We've dug into Sinek's book, looked at summaries, even checked out the Wikipedia overview to get you the clearest picture. So get ready for maybe a few aha moments, stuff that might just change how you look at competition, working together, and, what success even means. Okay, so to really get this, we need to start where Sinek starts, building on Professor James Carsey's work, this idea of 2 basic types of games. Could you maybe break down those two, starting with the finite game?
Absolutely. So the finite game, that's the one we probably know best. The whole point is to win. Simple as that. Think about it, right? It has players for, fixed rules, a clear start and end, and importantly, winner and a loser. Chess is a great example. Or football. Even things like getting a specific job or finishing a degree, they have an endpoint. Time's up. Goal achieved. Game over. Everyone moves on.
Right, that makes sense. So what about the flip side, the infinite game? Because that seems to be where Sinek really wants us to focus.
Yeah, the infinite game is totally different. The goal isn't to win because, well, there's no finish line. The goal is just to keep playing, to keep the game going. You've got known players, but also unknown ones popping up. People come and go. The timeline is like forever no fixed end, no ultimate winner. It's more about an ongoing effort, to improve the game itself for everyone involved to get better. And the rules, much more like broad guidelines, norms, rather than strict regulations with penalties.
Okay, I see. So like you don't win at marriage, right?
Yeah.
You work to keep it going, make it better. Go same for friendship or maybe even learning throughout your life. Getting the degree is finite, but the learning itself, that's infinite. It's almost funny how we try to put finite scores on these things that just continue.
It is. And that's the fascinating bit, the really big implication. Most parts of our lives, relationships, careers, personal growth, there are fundamentally infinite games, but we so often approach them with that finite mindset, always looking for the win, the endpoint, the I made it moment. And that, honestly, can lead to a lot of frustration. It's not really sustainable.
That feels like a really crucial point. It makes you think, doesn't it? How often do we see that mistake? Companies doing it, individuals. And for you listening, just pause for a second. Where in your life might you be applying that finite thinking to something that's actually infinite? Are you trying to win at something that really just needs nurturing, sustaining? So if most of life is infinite, here's where Sinek makes maybe his biggest claim. Business. Unequivocally, he says, business is an infinite game. This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Oh, definitely. And he lays it out really clearly why business fits that infinite model. You've always got known players, sure, but also unknown ones, new competitors, new tech, shifting markets. They're always entering, exiting. There aren't fixed rules like in chess, though obviously laws exist as sort of boundaries. And critically, there's no actual start or end to business as a whole. There's no final whistle, no ultimate winner. Companies just, well, they drop out when they run out of the will or the resources to keep playing. The game itself just keeps going for those who can adapt and endure.
And the flip side, the consequences of bringing that finite win-at-all-costs mindset into business, they can be pretty bad, can't they? We see the evidence.
We really do. When companies get fixated on winning in the short term, that's when you see things like mass layoff to boost quarterly numbers, or unethical practices to get a quick advantage. Just this intense focus on immediate profits, market share, stock price. Often it comes at the expense of the company's long-term health, its people, its actual purpose. Sinek uses this striking statistic, the average lifespan of an S&P 500 company. It's plummeted. like 70% shorter than in the 1950s, down from 61 years to about 18 now.
Wow, that's huge.
It really is. Think about Blockbuster. They were playing a finite game, win the video rental market. They couldn't see the infinite game of entertainment evolving with Netflix. They stuck to their finite model, and well, we know how that ended.
A classic example. So, okay, that's the danger zone. What about the upside? What are the benefits of actually embracing this infinite mindset in business?
Well, in stark contrast, it's all about building something that lasts, something resilient. When you adopt this approach, the focus shifts. It's on long-term goals, continuous improvement baked into how you operate, and genuinely trying to make a positive impact, an impact beyond just this quarter's numbers. Leaders with this mindset tend to build organizations that are stronger, more innovative, definitely more inspiring, and way more adaptable to change. The whole strategic question changes, It stops being who's winning, who's the best right now, and it becomes how do we build and sustain a strong, healthy organization for the really long haul? It's about endurance, not just quick wins.
That shift feels massive. So, okay, playing this infinite game isn't just a nice idea, it takes actual work. Consistent effort, specific actions. Sinek lays out 5 essential practices that leaders with this infinite mindset tend to adopt. And he stresses, right, that they work best when you're doing all 5 together.
That's right. They reinforce each other. So the first practice is champion a just cause. A just cause basically is this really compelling vision of a future you want to create, a future that doesn't exist yet. It's like an ideal state, a deep purpose that should drive every single decision the organization makes. It's the why behind everything, the North Star.
So it's got to be more than just a catchy mission statement plaque on the wall then. Sinek has specific criteria for what makes it just right.
Exactly. It can't just be a goal you tick off. It has to stand for something truly meaningful. It needs to be inclusive for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Service-oriented, focused on benefiting others. Resilient, able to withstand change. And idealistic, aiming for something better. It's a purpose that's bigger than your product, bigger than your profit margin, bigger than any one leader. Infinite-minded leaders see themselves almost as like custodians of this cause. Their job is to keep the team focused on it. And Sinek connects this to a critique of modern capitalism, specifically Milton Friedman's idea that a business's only responsibility is maximizing shareholder value. He argues that's led directly to this obsession with short-term profits, often damaging the company's ability to pursue a real just cause.
Right, so he's not just identifying the problem, he's suggesting a different path by looking back almost. He talks about returning to Adam Smith's original vision of capitalism, doesn't he? How does that link to the just cause?
Yeah, he reminds us that Smith's view was much broader. Businesses were meant to serve a greater purpose. Give people meaning, protect stakeholders, workers, customers, the environment. Profit wasn't the only goal. It was the fuel needed to sustain those bigger responsibilities and keep advancing the just cause. It's about generating enough profit to stay in the game and keep doing good work. Sinek even playfully suggests maybe the top job title should be CVO, Chief Vision Officer, instead of CEO, to really emphasize that role.
I like that. CVO. Okay, that's a powerful first practice. What's the second one? Build trusting teams. Makes sense. You need people who not only believe in the cause, but also trust each other to get there.
Precisely. Sinek says high-performing teams really need 2 things. One is performance, technical skill, getting results. But the other, maybe even more foundational, is trust. That's about character. Can you trust the people around you? Can they trust you? He has this great line. To build high-performing teams, trust comes before the performance. Without that psychological safety, that bedrock of trust, even the smartest team will crumble under pressure or hide mistakes.
And leaders have a huge role in building that, creating environments where it's safe to speak up, admit mistakes, challenge ideas without fear, investing in people, helping them grow, showing you trust them. That all builds it.
Okay, the third practice. Learn from worthy rivals. This is interesting. A worthy rival isn't just any competitor. Sinek defines it as another player, maybe even outside your industry, who is also playing the infinite game and is genuinely better than you in some important way.
So the goal isn't to crush them, which is the finite game impulse, right?
Exactly. Forget beating them. The point is to respect their strengths, see what they do well, and let their excellence push you to get better. They reveal your weaknesses and inspire you to improve constantly. It's like having a really good sparring partner who makes you up your game.
Okay, number 4. Display existential flexibility. This one sounds big, potentially scary for established organizations. What does it mean?
It is big. It's the willingness to make massive fundamental changes to your strategy, your business model, even your core products, if they no longer serve your just cause. Infinite-minded leaders aren't afraid to look beyond their current industry boundaries. They're constantly thinking about new ways to advance their purpose. And they're willing to pivot dramatically, even if it means disrupting or even abandoning what the finite-minded would see as their core business. It's about embracing uncertainty, focusing on that long-term vision over protecting short-term metrics, or sticking to how we've always done things.
That takes serious guts. It's the ultimate test, maybe, of whether the cause truly comes first.
Definitely. And that leads perfectly into the fifth and final practice. Lead with courage. Playing the infinite game absolutely requires courage. But it's not just about, taking big financial risks.
Right. It's also the courage to admit when you're wrong, isn't it?
Yes.
To change your mind based on new information. To stick to your just cause, even when there's massive pressure from inside or outside. To take shortcuts or chase short-term wins.
It means doing what's right for the long haul, even if it's unpopular or difficult right now. Thinking beyond how everyone else in the industry operates. It's having the strength to be true to your purpose when finite game players are all yelling at you to focus on something else.
Okay, so we've laid out these 5 practices, this whole infinite mindset, but let's bring it back. What does this actually mean for you listening right now? This isn't just for CEOs.
Absolutely not. That's maybe the most important takeaway. Sinek himself says, playing the infinite game is not a checklist, it's a mindset. It really is about a deep shift in how you see things, moving away from just transactions and wins, towards seeing things as a continuous process of contribution, learning, growth, and sticking to a purpose that matters.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, the book summaries make it clear this is for anyone who wishes to achieve better results and fulfillment in life and make a lasting positive impact. It's not just corporate talk, it's a personal life strategy too.
Which leads to a really important question, I think. How might adopting this mindset change how you approach things? Your relationships, your own personal development journey, your involvement in your community. What if you stopped trying to win at those things and instead focused on sustaining them, improving them, contributing meaningfully over the long haul? What kind of lasting impact could that create?
It's a powerful choice we all have. Sinek puts it so simply. Once we are born, we are players. The only choice we get is if we want to play with a finite mindset or an infinite mindset.
Grow.
We're already in the game.
And the vision he paints if we choose the infinite path is, well, pretty inspiring. He says, it is well within our power to build a world in which the vast majority of us wake up every single morning inspired, feel safe, and return home fulfilled at the end of the day. Karen. That possibility extends way beyond just business.
So we've taken quite a journey today. We looked at the huge difference between finite games trying to win and infinite games trying to keep playing and improve. And we walked through Simon Sinek's 5 key practices for adopting that infinite mindset. Championing a just cause, building trusting teams, learning from worthy rivals, displaying existential flexibility, and leading with courage. So maybe take a moment after this. Think about the different games you're playing right now at work, at home, in your life. Which mindset are you bringing? Are you focused on winning a battle, or are you committed to the long, infinite game of growth and contribution?
And as you think about that, here's one last idea to chew on. We all have finite lives, right? Our time is limited. But even within that finite existence, we have this incredible choice to play an infinite game, to contribute to something bigger than ourselves that will last beyond us. So the question is, what infinite game will you choose to champion? Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive today.